Let's talk about the future now of Mark Andrews and the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Andrews is entering the final year of his contract, and he is very much due for a rather hefty extension. Now, that's something the Ravens are dealing with right now, where they've got a lot of different players who are either just got paid or due to get paid. Ronnie Stanley, Marlon Humphrey, and this guy you may have heard of, Lamar Jackson. They moved on from Orlando Brown to help pay other guys, plus he wanted to be a left tackle anyway. Now, Andrews has been the top quote-unquote receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. Yes, I know he's a tight end, but let's be very clear in the end. He is a pass catcher. That is what Mark Andrews does the absolute best. Now, figuring out what the money looks like for Andrews is at times easier said than done, which is where everything is at situation-wise with the Ravens. You got to pay Lamar Jackson. You paid Ronnie Stanley, Marlon Humphrey. Andrews is in line. And as all players who are due for an extension say, he wants to be in Baltimore. Quote from Mark Andrews, I think for me, how I approach every offseason is just to try to get better and better. I try not to worry about the things that are not in my control. I love Baltimore. I love being here. I love playing here. I want to be here for the rest of my life, man. This is home for me. So that's where I am at. I'm just going to, as a player, be the best player that I can be for this team. Very common refrain from those who are going to get paid. Andrews among tight ends in the NFL, especially you fantasy owners, he's one of the better ones. For an offense that has struggled to pass the football, Andrews has been the really, really good one. 58 grabs last year, 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. In theory, the addition of guys like Rashad Bateman and Sammy Watkins will also result in more catches and targets their way, but should maybe increase the quality of Mark Andrews' opportunities. The real question for the Ravens and for Mark Andrews is just how much money he gets. Now, in general, even if you are not the best player at your position, if you're top 3 or top 5, you're trying to get the biggest contract at that position. That's how it normally works. Austin Hooper, when he signed, was nowhere near the best tight end in the NFL, but he got paid like it in the end. Now, we'll end up seeing what exactly ends up going down beyond that, but tight end-wise, can Mark Andrews end up becoming the highest paid tight end in the NFL? He's not the number 1 tight end. He's not as good as a George Kittle or as a Travis Kelce. But that's not how contracts work. If you're near the top 5 or near the top 3, you get paid top-end money because the salary cap only goes up. The next guy always gets paid the most. So should Mark Andrews be the highest paid tight end in the NFL? Get your votes in for me right now in the comments section. 1 for yes or 2 for no.